Just a couple of weeks before the new season kicks off, HBO have released the full Westworld Season 4 trailer, and it makes things even more confusing following the initial teaser. I'm going to be breaking down the footage, discussing theories, the new hidden details, the potential plot, and my general thoughts on all of the new footage. I will also leave a link in the description to the Westworld Season 4 trailer if you haven't seen it already, so I would recommend watching that first before following this breakdown. But before I get into it, if you want to keep up to date on any of my future videos on Westworld Season 4, then don't forget to support this upload by giving it a like rating, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your notifications. Also, feel free to check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Instagram at Cortex Videos, which is all linked in the description below. But without further ado, let's dive into the new Westworld Season 4 trailer. So according to this new Westworld trailer, it's time for us to start questioning the nature of our own reality as Dolores takes over New York and the lines between hosts and humans become more intertwined. In Season 1, Westworld began as a multi-timeline series showcasing the collapse of Delos, the park, and the humans' control, in which was once a theme park where the rich would pay enormous amounts of money to visit and show us who they really were. In the second season, this evolved into another multi-timeline run about what happened following this collapse and where the hosts would eventually go. And then in the third season, the robots left the theme park and entered the real world, finding out that our world was just as painful for the humans as it was for them in Westworld. Now, based on the trailer for Season 4, this new string of episodes is picking up where they left off, and we're going to be diving into what comes of the new world controlled by the hosts. In the opening shots from the trailer, we're introduced to Evan Rachel Wood's new character Christina, a woman who leads a quite normal life on the outside, until we likely find out that there's something dark on the inside. In a voiceover, she says, "This is the story about a girl. Every single day she wakes up, the more she sees it, but nobody else can, that there's something wrong with the world, and it's her fault." If you remember, Season 3 concluded with the original Dolores having her memory wiped, and it seems like this Christina character could be a new persona inhabiting the body of Dolores. There's reflections to Dolores waking up in Season 1, and all of this footage and her dialogue very much takes us back to that original arc of her waking up in a world where things don't seem right. But what is this world, and are we going to see OG Dolores eventually wake up within this Christina figure? Well, in this futuristic version of New York, we see Christina look out and see digitized versions of her fellow people and buildings around her. It's very reminiscent of something you'd see in The Matrix, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was something to do with a live action simulation going on within this world. Similar to, say, Maeve in Season 3 with the Warworld simulation, but one that's able to be visited by the humans too. We did see visitors in the previous teaser walking past Dolores in this world and speaking about how wild it is, so it's definitely somewhere that humans can visit. But they do make it clear that it's the same world that Dolores is residing in. It's either that or a park in the real world, rather than on the island with the other parks that we've previously seen. And yes, I don't think this is OG Dolores, with the showrunners previously making it clear that the character is in fact dead. Of course, we shouldn't really trust what they say if history is anything, but I do think that they are speaking truth when they say that this is a new character. However, what we could see happening here is a kind of waking up process for this new version of her, and maybe she'll follow the motives of the OG Dolores once she wakes up, and eventually sides with Maeve and Caleb rather than with the plan of Dolores. We do see her stood in Hale's control tower with the red map later on, so it looks like she does evolve beyond this world that she finds herself in at the start of Season Season 4. There's still a lot of questions here, and we'll have to see how this truly develops over the course of the season, but I do hope that they don't just bring back OG Dolores, and that this is a new character who later assigns with the original Dolores' motives instead. But while that's all we can currently work out surrounding this new version of Dolores, we did also get a big chunk of footage centered on Charlotte Hale's Dolores and what she is really planning now that the world is unhinged following the collapse of Rehoboam in Season 3. And it seems she's determined to push for the dominance of hosts, saying to William in the footage, "Your kind made a sport out of hunting us, you controlled our every move, and now I'm going to do the same to you. It's time to evolve into the species that we were meant to become." What's interesting is that it seems like she's sharing this information with the William that we have known for all of the seasons so far, instead of the host version that we were introduced to in the post-credit scene of Season 3. She speaks to him as he wears a black bodysuit with white tubing, suspended in a frame similar to the ones the hosts are printed on. I am confused by this because it felt like in those closing moments of Season 3 that William was killed by his host doppelganger, and after losing all the blood that he potentially did, I don't know how they would be able to keep him alive using this machine he appears to be strapped to. Of course, in Season 1 we saw one of the host tools used to repair the gashed neck of Sylvester, but William's injuries seemed much more fatal at the time. But I guess the bigger question here is that if this is human William, why is Hale keeping him alive? Is it her punishing him by showing what comes of his once controlled world, or does she need him for a greater matter? Well, I think the latter may have been hinted at in the following shots that precede this scene, because after the trailer cuts to Dolores looking out over the world she's apparently in control of, we then come to either human William or host man in black standing next to her, being shown a frame that contains a host sphere and told it's time to enter the next stage of evolution, implying some sort of human-host hybrid that the show has been hinting at since Season 2. Here we may finally be getting an answer to that Season 2 post-credit scene surrounding a version of William that has been put into a host body. During this footage, William argues that maybe it's time you question the nature of your own reality, and he says, "We're not here to transcend, we're here to destroy." Now, I don't know how that falls into the context of this human-host hybrid idea, but it's cool to get a tease of what's coming in the next stage of the host's evolution. We started with the original Dolores host frame, then we progressed to a more fleshy, human-like host, which Dolores pointed out to Maeve in their battle in the Season 3 finale, and now in Season 4, they seem to be evolving onwards. But moving on, the rest of the trailer focuses on some of the other characters who seem to have more important roles this season too. We have more shots of Maeve, who now sides with a terrified Caleb, seemingly entering new situations with a certain level of caution. They appear to be on the search for something, and I'm guessing it's to do with the hosts in the Sublime, which Bernard re-entered during the closing moments of Season 3. And speaking of him, his timeline will probably be set years in the future, because if we remember, Bernard woke up in a dust-covered room after exiting the Valley Beyond. The only character Bernard is with in this timeline that is recognisable is Stubbs, and everyone else seems to be new. So I do think that this is deep in the future, and if that's the case, it seems that like Season 1, we'll have two timelines set decades apart being told simultaneously. The current one set in the war between Dolores and her army against Maeve and Caleb's pushback, and then the timeline with Bernard in and out of the Sublime years in the future. That's my current guess, but what we do get from Caleb and Maeve seems mysterious other than them entering a new park. We see them entering a 1920s themed world, apparently called MafiaWorld, with the duo on the hunt for something. Other than that, there are shots of Caleb fighting the creepy drone host hosts from Season 2, him being surrounded by what could be humans instead of hosts frozen all around him, and flies crawling on him as he screams in agony. We know Caleb is supposed to be the future of the human species and their leader, so this season he'll have to make important decisions surrounding what that will look like. But other than that, this plotline remains a mystery. All we know is that Caleb and Maeve are going to try to stop Dolores, and we even get shots of Maeve and Hale squaring off in the control tower, with the future of their species dependent on what happens next. I guess we can only wait to see what that means for both the hosts and the humans. And after Bernard is asked if he thinks he can save them, with that meaning either the humans or the hosts, it's key that we talk about the montage of other shots and characters that appear to be warring in the climax of Season 4. We see shots of a returning Clementine and other key characters like Dolores back in the park, battling over its future. There's shooting, explosions, and action taking place very close to the Sublime's door that was also seen earlier on in this trailer, with the man in black on horseback looking on. What's intriguing is that he can actually see the door, and that may mean that this is actually the host man in black that sides with Dolores, because only hosts can actually see the door to the Sublime. To summarize, I'm guessing that this all takes place in or around the finale of Season 4, with all the main characters appearing to be diverting here. Is it the same door from Season 2 that gains entry to the Sublime, or is it a different one? Well, while we can't quite answer that question definitively, my guess would be that this is the same door to the Valley Beyond from Season 2, just in a different location. Dolores did say in Season 2 that she sent the door to an unknown location, and this new Hoover Dam location may very well be that place. So what we could be looking at is the war for the future of the hosts. Maybe Dolores is fighting to get the hosts from the Valley Beyond and bring them back as part of her army, and maybe Maeve, Caleb, and the rest of them are fighting to ensure them the freedom that they should have. I think there's something more to it, and they are hiding a lot in this footage, but what we know is that the Sublime is going to play a big role come the end of this season. I personally can see the hosts coming back into this new world that Hale currently controls, but whether that's under her or with greater freedom thanks to Maeve and Caleb's side is still a mystery. We'll have to see, but I'm also intrigued to see how Bernard's future timeline fits into this too, with what looks to be him and new characters on a mission to help the others in the far future. Of course, we'll also see Stubbs, Clementine, and then we'll also get the return of James Marsden's Teddy, so there could be plenty of more characters left to come back too. Set pictures of Teddy in Christina's world have been seen online, so there's no current clue on how he'll come back, and if he's like Christina as a new character. We'll soon find out, and this trailer did a great job of getting us thinking about all the directions they can go in, while at the same time giving us no definitive answers of what's truly going down. So it seems the great mystery of Westworld has finally returned. But that was my video breaking down the Westworld Season 4 official trailer. I thought this was a great full-length look at what we are likely going to be in store for with Season 4 on June the 26th. I think that like previous seasons, they always know how to deliver a good trailer to get us talking, even if the recent series haven't been as strong in quality. But I do have hope that Season 4 can really deliver and bring us back to the level of writing and television that this show started with. I loved Season 1 and also most of Season 2, but like I said in previous videos, I was quite disappointed with the writing in Season 3. So hopefully this is a chance for them to re-establish the great quality of this show and really push the narrative in an interesting direction. Like I said, we seem to be getting an almost reverse of Season 1, and that does bring potential in terms of where this story was always leading. It was always moving towards the hosts becoming the dominant species and what they would then do with that control, and I think we're going to find out that answer this season. We'll have to see what happens, but knowing the showrunners, I wouldn't be surprised if they took another route that we don't expect. But are you looking forward to the new season of Westworld, and what are your theories surrounding what will happen? Let me know down below in the comment section, and look out for all of my videos on every episode when the new season releases later this June. For more breakdowns and content on upcoming movies and TV shows like Westworld, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.